Hello, welcome to our second barista training video.
We hope the last video helped you improve your drip coffee, and today we're going to focus on espresso.
To get started, you need an espresso machine, which we can help you with. The parts are a group head, portafilter and basket, tamper, timers, steam wands, a consistent grinder, a scale, leveling tools, and of course towels. Great, your espresso machine is ready. Okay, now let's pull a shot. Clean out your portafilter. Rinse out the screen of your group head so everything is going to be nice and clean. Just water and fresh ground coffee. Get a dry towel and clean out your basket and portafilter. Make sure it's super dry and clean. Now we need to figure out what dose of coffee we need to use. The best way to do that would be to pop out the basket. And on the side it should tell you, sometimes it doesn't, but it should tell you how many grams the basket is designed for. In this case it's 17 grams. So let's dose out 17 grams. So right now it's a really uneven bed of coffee, and if we were to just tamp that and push hot water through it, it would just channel. It would be really, it wouldn't be very good. So we need to level it out. We have a leveling device. You can also use your finger if you don't. So once it's nice and level and smooth, you'll want to tamp. Just tamp firmly until it stops moving. There's no need to push really, really hard. And we're around 17 grams. That'll be close enough. Lock it in nice and tight into the group head and push your button. You might be using a manual button, or it might be preset so you don't have to touch it ever again. It'll just turn off on its own. But ideally, since we're going 17 grams in, we'll be going 34 grams out, which is a 2-to-1 ratio. Just double the weight of dry coffee will be in the espresso beverage itself. So this shot's running kind of long. The goal would be around 28 seconds, give or take, depending on how it tastes that day. 37 seconds, this is probably going to taste bitter and weak, and so we are going to need to coarsen the grind to make the water flow through a little faster, and then we will avoid that bitter, weak flavor. So now we've coarsened our grind, and we are going to see if we can get closer to 28 seconds. The last shot took way too long. Again, when it's over extracted, when it takes too long to brew, it will taste bitter and weak. We want a sweet, balanced, maybe even juicy cup of espresso, really pleasant. Okay, now we've pulled in 17 seconds. This is going to be very sour and salty. But you never know until you taste it, so taste it.
No thanks.
Don't taste it.
Alright, and then let me go right in.
No one wants a sour, salty espresso, so we're going to tighten the grind to get closer to 28 seconds. In between grinding changes, you're going to want to purge a couple shots because you won't get an accurate assessment of the grind you're at. So once you change the grind, make sure to purge a couple times. And now we're at 20 seconds, so still a little too sour and salty, too fast. We gotta tighten the grind a little bit more. All right, so throughout all of this, we've kept 17 grams. We've just changed our grind to slow or speed up the extraction time. Some of the most common ideal tasting notes of espresso would be dark chocolate, citrus, maybe some nuts, some caramel. This shot's looking pretty good. We're pretty close to our target recipe. We're at 26 seconds. Like we said, 28 was maybe our ideal. But this is in the range where you might want to taste it and see if it's actually good and you don't have to change it anymore.
Sweet, smooth, and balanced.
All right, it seems like we got the right espresso flavors this time, so we don't have to continue dialing.
Actually pretty good.
So just to recap, you want to clean out your portafilter, make it nice and dry and clean the screen of your group head. And then you want to make sure you're using the right amount of coffee. In this case, it's 17 grams for this basket. Level and clean and groom your espresso puck, and then tamp firmly, but nothing crazy hard. Weigh your coffee again. We're a little low this time, but that's how it goes. And then we're shooting for around 28 seconds. Again, if it's too fast, you're going to want to tighten the grind. If it's too slow, you're going to want to coarsen the grind. And make sure to purge in between grind adjustments. And now the grinder might not always dose consistently, so you might have to change how long it grinds or the weight it grinds. You might even just be doing it completely manually if you have a different kind of grinder. So that will be easy to adjust on your grinder. Just make sure you're getting the correct dose for the basket you are using.
Up next, we have a video on milk steaming and latte art. Stay tuned.